Welcome back, regular viewers. In this week's episode, we're going to finish shaping our lures and making the hook hangers here. And my son does a really good job, working really hard. And we also have a surprise for you, a new logo.
And we're back.
All right, regular viewers. So we spent some time shaping our lures. And go get yours.
All right, yes, sir.
It's over there. You got it? Okay, show them what you got.
That is one step close to a mold. So what I need to focus on, he said, is the contouring the bottom and the top of the mullet. But
I think you got a pretty good shape for a swim bait there, pal.
yes, sir.
So we're going to take the tail down a little bit, get rid of a little bit, but we got to be careful because I wasn't careful last night when I was shaping this, and I got this side a little too narrow. So I super glued it. You can see it started to hairline crack. Okay, we can fix this though with some baking soda and super glue and strengthen it a little bit, but we got to be gentle. And when I put the final coat of epoxy on it, it'll probably be fine. But you know, this is what happens when you don't pay attention. Just real quick, it takes it right off. But my shape is pretty well done. That's what I'm going to call my mullet. It's not a perfect mullet, but we've thinned the tail out, as you can see, so it'll flap a little easier. Okay, see, the head is a little narrower than the body. It gets a little thicker right about here. Okay, at the one like quarter of the way down, right, and then and that's the thickest point, top to bottom and side to side, is right about here, just before the joint. Okay, and that's going to help it swim. So I had to bore out these weighted these spots for the lead with a smaller drill bit, because the ones that I bored out, I took enough material off that they became null and void basically. And then I rebored the eyes, which came out pretty symmetrical because we had already done it. So on yours, we can see here.
I noticed a little bit of the eyes when I was trying to shape the front.
But we know their position is still marked. So we can add to these eyes. Okay, if we need to go a little deeper with this for the lead, we can do that because the holes are already here. And again, we can see where we need to finish the cut when we're ready to do that. So we're going to go back over there to the grinder, to the belt sander, if I could speak, and we're going to take off. So one thing that you can do, right, if you want to do that kind of stuff, is you can come in and see, like, so we can have a contour line for you to kind of look at as you're sanding it away. Okay, like that's a good reference point right there. Take off that part of the tail, and then we'll narrow this out a little bit and then come out pretty much to that thickness right there, so that this is a little narrower. And then right here, right, we probably want to come down to there a little bit. Okay, so basically all of this wood that's above the line right here is what we're going to get rid of, that you're going to focus on getting rid of. So it goes right up here to the joint and just down. The bottom is probably okay. So just take off, see, that's a real thin bit of wood, and then on the top here. And then we're going to rock it on there, and that's what's going to get us this shape. See how this is all rounded?
Yes, I see.
All that's coming from is I'm rocking it back and forth on the belt. You want to try that?
Sure, we'll
Pretending
try.
This is on the belt. I'm rocking it back and forth. See? Look, rocking it back and forth.
Wow.
And then I flip it over and I rock it, rock it, rock it. And what that does is what I do to one side, I do to the other. What I do to one side, I do to the other. Say that?
What I would do to one side, I do to the other. What I do to one side, I do to the other.
Now pretend it's on the belt and that it's, you know, you can't put your fingers down. Look at over and over and over and over and over. And the further you can bring it down to that belt, the more you've got that round edge going down into the body, and the less flat this actually is, and the more contoured it is. Okay, so I go slowly over all the way as far as I can go, all the way back, and you can go from side to side and touch that side and touch that side. Okay, and then for this part here on the tail, on the back of it, I'm going to show you, you kind of do this. Look at, you get it on the back and you can rock it, and what that does is that creates this. See how it pulled it in like this and made it thinner? That's how I created that. All right, let's head over there.
All right.
So let's roll your sleeves up. You don't really want to use long sleeves, but we do have our safety equipment on. What are you wearing for safety equipment?
Safety glasses and headphones.
Ear protection, right?
Yep.
Okay, so turn it on.
All right.
All right.
I don't think that's a little bit of a bad job. It looks more like you're a little bit like
I think
yours.
you're doing really good. Okay, so you can see we've kind of taken off, right? This is exaggerating, but you see how we've come further down here and further up here. So we've taken a lot of the mass off of this tail. Now we need to thin it this direction here, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So we're going to put it on here, right on this. So this is an angle. We're going to use the different shapes on this. Okay, I'm going to put it like this, and then I'm going to rock it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'll flip it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what that's going to do is that's going to start to come in and peel off in here and narrow down this gauge right here. Do you see that?
Yeah, I see that.
Okay, so we're off of the bench grinder, and we've got some really nice contour here, and we've shaped the tail, and we'll show you that here in a second. But these lead holes now are not are too shallow to be useful. So we're going to use the smaller Forstner bit so that we don't cut in the wrong place, and you're going to go down the distance. You're going to go down the distance of the bit, okay?
Okay.
It's good. Out. Okay, now we'll reposition. We did our shaping here. I think you did a pretty good job. We cleaned it up a little bit there, so you can see. Can you see that? Now we'll sight down it right here. A little more symmetrical. It's a little less wavy gravy. Okay, because this side was high and that side was high. Still kind of tilt off to this end just a little bit, but I think we're doing a lot better. I think this will swim. So we did bore down these just a little bit to make sure that we had the appropriate amount of lead in here. Ideally, if it sinks, it's going to sink about this speed, and if it hits the bottom, it's going to like sit up on the hooks. Okay, but you want to slow. The secret to a swim bait is that if this was the surface and this was the bottom, an even sink is how it gets that S action. Okay, if the head goes down or the tail goes down first, then it won't swim. Okay, it needs to swing. It needs to swing. It needs to sink steady and evenly. Okay, the head and the tail at the same rate. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll do a little bit of hand sanding on this. I don't know why I can't speak tonight. And then next step, you know what it is?
No, what?
We're gonna cut it, and we're gonna build our joints in here. There goes those off into oblivion. Okay, regular viewers, we are back. So the regular assistant and I finished sanding this down, and we finished sanding this down. We did redefine the eyes on this lure here. One thing that we need to do on this is we could do one of two things. We could either paint in gills when we go to paint it and a fin, or we can try and carve in gills and a fin. Would you like to try to carve it?
I think we could try carving.
Okay, we're going to try to carve it. So it's important to have a stencil when you do that so that get it the same on either side. So I'll do this to mine. I was going to use this paper here, and you can cut out a stencil, but I think we can use some objects right here. If you want to come take a look there, pal. I think we can use these objects right here. I'm going to draw a line that is going to be where I'm going to hold it on the fish. So I'll try it on mine just to see how this looks. And if this looks silly, then we won't do it to yours and we'll do it another way. Okay, so this is the inner gill structure and this is the outer gill structure. So then I flip it over, and then I have to flip this over. And I had this lined up so that where it touched the lure on my fingers is where I was going to stop. Now I got to try to use this wrong-handed. Okay. Okay, and then...
How do you do that with wrong-handed? I can't even draw wrong-handed.
You just got to take your time. All right. Here, take a look, Patty. Let's see if we did it. And this is why you want to use a stencil, because I went a little further on this side here. So we can correct that, though. So there we go. This is kind of a messy line, but this will work. So we've got our inner structure and our outer structure. Inner structure and outer structure. So why don't you try that? This looks like this will work on yours, too. So if you go, see what I'm saying? I hold my fingers on either side of this line, and I bring the popsicle stick until my fingers touch the lure, and then I'm going to outline that, okay?
Okay. See if I can do this.
So just take your time. So put our fingers right here, just grab it right here.
Okay.
Just there you go. All right, and then where it touches the lure. So, good man, okay? Now flip her over this way, and now we got to go this way.
Oh no, this is where I'm This is where I'm bad.
You can do this. Take your time. Good.
Okay.
Okay.
Try not to get marks anywhere else. That was
Not
really
bad. Not bad.
Yeah, but I didn't
Let's look.
push
Let's
down
look.
hard enough.
Looks like it's pretty even.
I just didn't push down hard. I just did that.
Okay. Now we'll do the same thing here. So where these are touching it. Okay.
Oh my word.
Okay. Do you want? You can use your other hand if you want. Will that help you out?
Yeah, I think that would help.
Now, oh,
gentle. No.
Yep, just take your time. It's all going to come off. Just pencil marks.
Yeah.
Okay. Follow that down on the bottom a little better by my thumb.
Yeah, that's
Good
better.
Man. Okay. Okay. Now.
This is just a little bit better. Mine.
Okay. Right where it touches.
That's easy.
Okay. Let's check. Not too bad, huh?
Nope. Whatever we're fishing, redfish, mullet, speckled trout, whatever we might be fishing, they won't notice a thing.
So now we need to make a fin up here. So my thought is we make a mark on this guy here. Or I'll do this on my fish so you can do this on your fish. Let's see how we do. We make a mark here. We want a straighter edge for that. Can you hold this right there for me, please?
Yes.
Thank you. Right here.
Just what regular assistants are for.
That's what regular assistants are for. Okay.
To assist their regular guy, or in this case, their regular dad.
Well, that didn't come out the way I wanted it to. We need to do this to come around. That's what my fin's going to look like, okay?
That's what we did when we... You saw the first part of the video. After the intro, we did this before we made the shape the right way.
Hold that right there for me.
Yes, sir. Not bad.
And then it went down the straight line to there. As a reference. Hold the back of the lure again for me, please. Okay, that'll be those fins. Okay, so I'm going to put a point, and a point. And you're going to connect the dots and then pull it down. Nice curve, okay? Can you do that?
It's just like one of those 3-year-old coloring books.
Oh, where are you going? Where are you going, killer?
I think that's another Nile River.
Point.
There we go.
Boom. That's all we're talking about, okay?
That is way better.
Point. Try that again.
Okay, let's see if I can get better in this one. Oh.
Okay.
Alright.
Straight to it. Nice curve line back to the gill. Oh, curve line. It's okay.
That's not what that was not what I intended. Hoping to do.
Let's take a look, see.
Yeah, that is way uneven.
That's probably why they use stencils, but this is fun too. So
I think it'll look like that it had a little bit of an injury on the one fin.
Maybe I had an injury on the one fin. Okay, so we'll get our carving materials and we'll be right back. Now the dangerous work.
Ooh.
So we are going to take our time. Your hand, look at how I'm going to hold this. And I'm going to hold this like this. Now watch.
Like a pencil?
Okay. So first cut I do, look, I hold the blade straight up and down, just like a pencil, and I follow that line.
This is going to be pretty hard. I haven't done carving like this.
Watch, wait. Okay. See, you're already moving it.
Okay.
This has to be down flat on the bench.
Oh.
Because you don't want it moving around.
Oh.
And follow that line around, okay?
Yeah.
So here, move your hand. So this one go this way, then go this way, away from you, okay? Start with that. So now our next cut is going to be, this is hard to do. Okay, so see, I'm going to start here. So I'm going to press the blade in very gently. Look, watch.
Yes.
And I'm going to try to ride that line I just cut. And just cut, look at, watch. Just watch for a little bit before you do it. Sometimes you got to go over these lines again to make sure that they're, watch before you cut. Before they're really defined. You want them really deep in there. So what you're doing is you're giving it a border, the blade a border to remove material from.
Oh.
Watch first, okay?
Now I just cut your desk.
It's okay. That's what the workbench is for. That's why God made workbenches, so we could work on them. Okay? Watch. Press it in. I'm going very slowly. Pressing it in. And see, it's kind of riding right up to that edge that we cut. Look.
Whoa, riding up to the edge.
See that?
Ah, that's really good.
So now what we've done is we've undercut here a little bit so that this is going to appear to be a gill plate. Okay? Because we can't carve a fish. We're not God. We can carve an imitation of a fish.
Yes.
Okay?
Regular human beings.
In this piece of wood is our mullet. And all we're doing is taking them out one little bit at a time. Okay? Mm-hmm. Why don't you try that now, okay? So who's the gentleman we watched with the train there,
Mr. G's Custom Baits.
Mr. G's Custom Baits. He apparently can do some really good carving too, can he?
Yes, sir.
And what kind of train did he make?
He made the Union Pacific Big Boy. I think it was 4023, if I'm not mistaken.
You're a big fan of that, huh?
Uh-huh. I am in a...
Do you have one of those?
No.
You don't have a big boy train?
Nope, I do not.
Or engine?
No, I don't have the Union Pacific Big Boy, but I just want to say a quick thanks to Mr. G's Custom Baits for the short that he made. It was amazing. So thank you, Mr. G's Custom Baits.
Okay, so I'm no carverist, as I've told you before, but we got our gill defined here, the inner plate and the outer plate. Do you see it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then I'm going to move on to the fin. All right, so we're going to sit down so we can focus here on carving a little better, and we'll be back and show you what we got.
And we are back.
All right, that's good. So before I forget, I wanted to thank one of my regular viewers. Gave me this package of goodies here for more lure making fun, all sorts of room for activities. So we got a whole bunch of brushes to use and a bunch of glitter.
Whoa.
Because I guess somebody saw the glitter making video. Oh, there's the favorite. There's the hologram.
And then there's
stuff.
I think that's glitter glue.
We got glitter glue. It's going to be great stuff. So thank you so much. You know who you are, and we appreciate your support. So thank you for contributing to the cause here. Okay, so here, get your safety glasses back on there, bud.
Yes, sir.
Here's your knife. Here's my knife. Here's a loose knife. We'll put that somewhere safe.
This is yesterday's project.
This is yesterday's project. So here, why don't you show off what you did?
Okay, so what we did here, I put more wounds on him. If you saw the...
No, we did a rough carving here. So we carved out the gill plates, the inner and outer structure, and on both sides. So somewhat symmetrical. Your fin kind of got lost in the sauce, but that's okay. We can paint one in there. So what we need to do now to clean this up, this is a pretty good first carving job, buddy. It's a good job. All right. I know I helped you with it a little bit, but you did most of this yourself.
The first time
thank you for sticking with it. So what we're going to do is we're going to get these plates out of the way, and we get to do more
sanding.
More sanding, that's right.
How many times is that we've done sanding?
Well, there's more sanding to come, too.
Oh. The last time I ever did carving was when I made that crankbait, remember?
You sure do, the one you caught the tilapia on. Okay, so we're going to take our piece of sandpaper here. And you know what? We'll get you a new one. What do you think of that? Go over there to the sandpaper box. Take this one and put it in the circular file. We're going to take our lure here. We'll start with the inside gill plate. Right. So put your finger on the point. Just kind of press it down and just very lightly back and forth. What you're trying to do is just get out the roughness on it. Okay? This isn't going to be a ton of sanding, but we're going to start there. We're going to work our way around.
And
you can kind of sometimes do like you're flossing your teeth. You remember how to floss?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good answer. Okay, because you floss every day.
Well, not exactly.
What? You don't floss every day?
That's a hard priority. Don't tell anybody else.
Don't tell anybody. We just told all the internet there.
Well, if you know who you are, don't tell any other subscribers.
So yeah, now you can do it sideways like this, kind of floss it in there. Okay, and that's it. That's pretty much done on that spot. There's always, you can like sand until forever. You know, you got to eventually find a time when you're gonna be done sanding.
So the regulator is gonna cue some music.
Okay, so I think I'm happy with what I got. So
I am not really happy with these gills. These are terrible. These gills you saw when we cued the music, we got those.
I don't think they're terrible.
Some of the astute viewers might have noticed that those gills are pretty good. Thank you for paying attention.
Oh, you're a silly goose.
Thanks.
I think you did pretty darn good for your first time carving a gill pattern and your second time only ever carving. And how old are you today?
10 years old.
10 years old. Okay. I think you did all right. Nothing to complain about there. You're only going to get better the more you work at it. So, it looks like a fish. Okay? Right?
Yes,
We've got gills. I got a fin on mine. We'll paint one in on yours maybe. Or maybe we won't. We'll see. It won't matter. It's okay. You'll notice that I don't have any fin rays because I don't do fin rays carved really well, and I always think I ruin the fins like that. So I'm going to try to paint them in when we get to that point. So, but I think we got ourselves to our next step, which what we're going to do is we need to make the points for the tie-on point. And we need to find where we're going to put a hook and a hook back here. Okay, so I'm going to take my awl, and you really got to be careful because you want to make sure you get it dead nuts in the center.
Hi all.
Hi all.
I finally stopped saying y'all. And I think we got ourselves a space sander here. Kind of looks like a spaceship. This is the sander.
Let's focus on this task. Oh, see, I messed that up already. It's over one.
But whatever fish are hunting these mullet, they won't notice a thing.
Well, they'll notice if it don't swim. Okay. Yeah. That's more centered. Okay. So now I want my hook right here in the body. Right here. Look at here. I'm finding the middle of the fish. Poke that guy in to make a pilot hole. So there are those points there. We're not going to drill them yet because there's going to be 2 more spots that we got to drill. Okay?
Alright, so we got the middle.
Take your time.
Ooh.
Oops, slow down. Slow down. Let's look at the front of this fish. Okay.
I think I noticed a little point. Yeah, that right there. You're on it.
Okay. Ready?
Ready.
Press them in. Beauteous. Let's look.
That is centered to me.
Dead nuts centered. Okay. So now the first hook hanger, we'll put it right here. Okay.
Okay, let me try. Whoa, not so high, but
no, that's fine.
But it's a nice.
And the rear hook, we're gonna put right
in between
there.
the wood
So
holes.
you're gonna put it down on the desk here.
I don't know why we keep calling it a desk. It's a workbench.
Oh, careful! Well, you gotta hold it because it's gonna go off to one side and you're gonna stab yourself or me.
There we go. I know somebody who stabbed his eye with an awl.
You know someone that stabbed their eye with an awl?
Louis Braille.
Louis Braille? Who's that?
The person who invented the Braille system.
Is that why you had to invent Braille?
Yep, because he was blind in both eyes.
Wow. Well, that's an enlightening story.
So So let's get our friend Ryobi drill.
Yep, we'll get our drill bit. Okay, to put the drill bit in, you're going to press the arrow backwards, which it is. This is a keyless chuck, which means chuck doesn't need a key.
Yes, sir.
You hold this with just 2 fingers. You don't have to get crazy on it. And see how those teeth came open? You put it forward.
They close.
The teeth are closing, okay?
Okay, hang on.
So you take our drill bit, you put it in. So this one is kind of nice. This kind of, see how it's silver here and gold there? So a good distance is right until you see the gold, okay? So, okay, and then you clamp down on it as hard as you can, and then you slowly give it a little bit of mustard, okay?
So it will lock in?
Yep.
Okay, hang on.
Hang on.
Oops. Oh no, I want it to
put it forward. Put the arrow the other way. There you go.
Oh, sorry. Aha.
Slow
there
down.
We go.
There you go. Now, I don't know if your paw is big enough to hold that and the chuck.
Let's hope it is.
It's okay. It'll center itself if it's not too far off. Okay? That's good. Looks good. Now hold this. Put your man strength on it. All right. Probably good enough. Let me see. Okay?
Oh, that thing is not coming out.
Okay, so we need to drill this hole super straight. So one thing you want to do, try to hold your lure as straight as possible to the drill bit. And you kind of turn it sideways. Look at what I'm doing to make sure that it's not, you don't want it like this or like this, right? That's right. Don't go all the way through. Okay? You can put a little mark on the drill bit, which we can do for you. Hold on. We'll do that. So we don't want to go too far. So what we'll do here is we'll find how our depth that we want to go to. You see that?
Whoa.
Whoa, that was fancy like a magic trick, huh? Okay.
Yep.
So
fancy like a magic marker too.
Okay. So we don't want to go beyond that. Okay.
I think we erased some of that.
Pull that off. Okay.
Yeah, I think we erased some of that
okay.
marker.
So remember, so you're going to do this one.
Okay.
I'm going to start the, just let me start, oops, so it doesn't wander off on you.
All right.
Let's get a nice deep, okay, so that way the drill bit's going to set in there. Let me get that just started for you. Hold on. Okay, there you go.
Okay, this is going to be pretty tough.
So you want it nice and straight. Now turn it 90 degrees, make sure it's still straight, okay? Go. Out. All right. Okay.
Just like
now we got one more.
Okay. Whoa.
Okay. I'm going to poke that hole a little bit bigger for you so that the drill bit is sure to get in it.
All right.
Now this one we got to go shallower, so let's make another depth mark.
Yeah, we're
just going to go to here, okay?
Yeah,
so,
right there is the best place.
Do it. Good. All right, we can work with all that.
Now let's make sure we didn't go all the way through. Hey,
we didn't go all the way through. Okay, so now we need to go back over to the regular vise over here.
How many times is that?
And we're going to have to cut the rest of the joint off, okay? Okay, so we are going to cut our joint. All right, so I've got my little protector guardy doos on there.
Me too.
And, well, yeah, your eye protection for sure. Okay, so we've got this guy back in the vise. Now we need to finish that V-cut that we started before. Okay, so this is going to be nice and slow.
Oh yeah, that's changed.
Okay.
Yay!
Not a bad joint. Okay, looks nice. Looks nice. Almost perfect. See that ridge in the middle? Almost perfect. But let's get yours chucked up.
Let's see. Oh, over here.
Face down. Up in. Righty. What?
Righty, tighty, lefty, Lucy.
Okay.
I like that. Lucy, the name.
Who's Lucy? Okay, so.
I think you mean Lucy Van Pelt.
Okay, hold on 1 second for me. Okay, wiggle the tail. Let me see what you got.
Yeah, it's coming down.
Here, pull on this. Pull on this.
Oh!
Ta-da! Perfect! That's a good looking joint, young man.
Yeah, let's go check the issue. See. Yep, that is not headed for the scrap heap one bit. I think.
That, buddy, is a good looking joint.
Oh.
High five. All right. So we've got our joints cut. That is an excellent job. My first one did not look that good, that's for sure. I'll show you one of my early swim baits over here.
What was it? Oh, I remember that one. I had the idea of creating that. Those were some of our early swim baits that I had the idea of creating. So you're going to find out what it was. So drum roll, please.
Okay, relax.
And this
was one of my early ones right here. Yes, a baby bass.
My idea.
Terrible. Look at that terrible joint. And it's facing the wrong direction. So not only is it not even, it wasn't going the right way. This did not swim, of course, because it was a piece of junk. This was the second one. This joint we got a little bit better. The shape was kind of off. The bass, kind of pattern. I don't know. It was okay, but I didn't weight it properly because I didn't know how to do that at the time. But I've learned a little bit since then, and I'm going to show you about that. So we're going to get ours to swim. So these were garbage, but I didn't throw them away because it's important to save the pieces, but also save your mistakes so that you can learn from them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, we learn from our mistakes, is
That's
the
right.
saying.
So here you go. Nice joint. Now we got to sand some more.
Oh,
okay.
So this is the belt sander? Or is
well, we're going to do a little bit of that, but what we're going to do is we need to go and make an angle. So this, we want this to turn a little bit, but it can't because the wood is in the way. So even if we move back here, it can only swivel so much. So we need to take this back. So see where I've made this line? This is going to be where we're going to take it off to. Okay. So we're going to peel this wood back to there, so that that again it will be able to do that S motion that we're looking for. I'll draw this one on yours there so we don't get the River Nile on it. Okay, so that's some more sanding that we're going to do. All right, so that'll be good there. Let's check on yours. Next, we're going to go to the belt sander, and then we're going to have to make our joints holes on this side. I'll show you how you transfer them over to this side, and then we got to drill those out, make our hardware, hang our hardware, seal the bait, then put in the lead. And we're going to get our belt sander set up and work on this part right here, okay?
Okay.
Good work.
Yeah.
We've got our tail piece again with our marks, and we need to grind it back to that mark, okay?
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to put it on here, and I'm going to slowly work it down. Just let it go. It'll just pretty much the weight of it, just press down a little bit. Okay,
Not bad.
So I've made it most of the way to those lines, but it still looks pretty even. So we put it back here in our fish, and now you can see the difference, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't really move this point back at all, okay? So the point here, we don't really want to sand that, just the edges back a little bit. So you can see we've changed the angle.
Yeah.
So now it can swivel more. So if it's out here on that, now it can swivel from there to there, okay?
Whereas if we didn't do that work,
then it wouldn't be able to pivot, okay?
Yeah, it would just do this.
You're going to gently press it down like this.
Yes.
You don't want to rub this end off. We need this point, okay?
Yes, sir.
You're just changing the angle. Okay?
Okay, I get that. So I got that down?
Yeah. Okay, back over here. That's your fish, buddy.
Yep.
Okay, so let's look at your joint. Hold it in straight so that the whole lure is nice and straight.
Here, I'm going to have to do this.
Okay.
That's fine. Not too shabby.
Okay, so if we hold it nice and straight like that, looks pretty good. You've got plenty of a swing. So remember, it's going to be about like out to here. So it's going to have all that room to move around, okay?
Yeah.
But you made a nice even joint. Okay, so we're going to show you the next step here, bub. This is going to be, we need to make the holes for the joint, okay? So let's look at our other lure again.
We keep forgetting to take that down. So put it.
Okay.
Put it next to the
So
bench.
see the difference again with the joint, right? This one is a lot steeper angle than this one.
Mm-hmm.
See how much it turns, okay? So see these two in here?
Uh-huh.
These are our two joints, okay? So you can see that they are drilled in. We make this just like we make our hook hangers, right? And our tie-on point. They're just put together when you make it. And I'll show you how to do that. So basically, you want to go just a little bit down from the top and a little bit down from the bottom. Now, if your lure's got a lot of shape to it, you've got to pay attention because you don't want it to hit this hook hanger here. And if it goes into where the lead is going to be poured, that's okay. It'll get locked in. That's not a problem. But
yeah, that is not going to be
so
a
basically,
problem.
we've tried to make 3 even portions here. Okay, you see that space, and that space. This one's a little bit bigger, but for the most part, they're even. So now we're going to drill this out.
Good question.
Yep. What's that?
How do you know where to put the second joints in relation to the
That's
first?
going to be the magic trick. Good question, though. Great question. Thinking. I like it. Now, some lure makers get really fancy here, and they'll take like a Dremel bit, like a ball joint, and they'll kind of hone out this area a little bit as well. And the reason they'll do that because they want to get these nice and tight in here, so you really can't see the hardware. But we're not that fancy, so we're just going to keep it simple today, okay?
Yeah.
We're just trying to make a functional glide bait that is going to resemble a mullet, because that's what we're going to call it. So now for our next trick. Okay, so here is the magic trick. These little bits are from other hook hangers that I've kept, and just for this purpose, okay? This is the magic trick. I screw them into here.
Okay, are they too short? Nice, there's my answer.
You'll see what they're for here, okay? This is how we're going to locate where the holes will go on the other side.
Do you just take a Sharpie marker and then mark where it is after? Or are you just going to take the front all, or whatever you're going to do? What are you just going to use a Sharpie after this?
You'll have to see. It's magic.
This is quite the surprise.
Okay, so I've lined these up, press them together.
Ooh, that's a trick of one I've ever seen.
Now we've got a mark, right? Get a mark on either side. Now sometimes you can, if you're quick, instead of a Sharpie marker,
Ooh.
color it, right? Real quick. And then dab that onto it, right? Well, only the one side really worked, but
we'll make the other side work.
Okay, let's see if we can get some more marker on it for you. Make sure we line up that first hole. Okay, there we go. See the 2 dots?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, so
just some regular work in here.
Yep.
In the regular shop.
So I'm going to take these out. I'll do the same thing to yours, okay? So you want to grab these and unscrew them out of there?
Sure, I'll do that.
Okay, I've got my little round file.
Got our friend.
So pay attention. So I'm doing a little bit of round filing right on the end. See this? You watching there, killer?
Yeah, I'm trying to keep one eye on one thing and the other eye on the other thing.
Okay. So can you see those little divots we made in the the peak of it right there?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, now I am going to punch out the middle of these ones. See that? So see the divots I made?
Okay. There, right there is enough. Is this enough?
No, keep going in.
Okay, keep going in. Like, when do I stop?
So it's almost all the way screwed in.
Almost all the way.
Okay, do you see that? How's that?
Yeah, I see those rivets.
You see rivets? Divots.
Divots.
Okay, so you want them equidistant, right? So that they're sticking out the same distance, okay? This one's out just a little bit further. That looks good. Okay, now you can draw on. You can color them, okay?
Let's see. This is more like woodworking.
This is woodworking.
I know, but when
it's
you're
wood,
trying to...
and you're working.
Yep, woodworking. That was a little bit of a joke there.
All right. Cover that up. So when you do this, remember, make sure the holes are facing the right way so that you don't do it backwards. Now, slide it together so it's right where it needs to be touching.
All right.
Press it together. There's your man strength. Let's make sure I'm in the same place as you were. I'm just going to press it a little harder for you. So, okay.
Yeah, that looks a little bit better.
All
except that bottom one.
It's perfect. It's perfect. Okay. You can see where it is. So take this round file, and I'll unscrew it. Take this round file and just go across and across.
Okay, across and across.
Yep. Keep going back and forth across it until it's about that deep. Okay. See that?
Yeah, I see that. Yeah,
There, pull it off.
man,
There you go.
I
Okay.
keep forgetting.
Good. See how you can see how they're going to line up? I don't know if
Alright.
you can see that on camera, but he did a good job. You can see the holes just under the divots there, so that's going to work. So the all important awl, right in the middle.
Mm-hmm. Glad you're doing
Okay.
the all instead.
You don't have to be scared of the awl.
I'm not being scared of the all. I just don't want to get my finger cut again.
Well, that happens when you're using all these tools.
Yeah, let's
And you're
be
working with
careful
wood.
around that thumb.
So watch how you hold this stuff. Okay. You don't need to have like it all wrapped around your paw like that. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. Blow it off. All right. Job well done. Let's get this guy out of the way.
Yeah.
Make sure we're doing all right. Okay. So now we need to make our hardware next. That's the next step. Okay. Okay. So we've got our wire. We're going to make our hardware. So we need a piece for the snoot. Right.
So
Rear hook hanger.
front hook hanger.
Front hook hanger.
And the lock.
We need the joints.
Yeah, definitely the joints.
So that's 1.
So that's 4,
2,
5,
3. Who's counting here? 4
right.
pieces of wire for the joints. Okay.
4 pieces? Oh,
okay.
Yeah. 4 pieces of wire for the joints.
Put them down, boy.
All right.
You're up next. Those were mine.
Okay, so those are yours.
All right. Now we're going to go back over here, and we're going to take care of that, making the hook hanger. All right, so we've got our hardware made up. You've got your nose piece, you've got your hook hangers and your tie-on point and the 2 joints, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna take these, and we need to install the nose hanger, the tie-on point here. I don't know why I keep calling it nose hanger. I'm sorry. Let's do that. Take one of these guys.
No, I'll take it.
So you're gonna screw it in, make sure it screws in nice, and then we're gonna unscrew it most of the way out and apply some glue.
I'm just gonna take the shortest one and do it.
And if you hit the bottom, it's okay. We can reshape it. So let's do it out here, though, so the folks at home can see what you're doing. As I did it off camera, too. Okay. Okay, so I screwed it in, made sure it would fit. And then, look at this. You got to be careful because you don't want this stuff all over your fingers. Okay, put a bead of glue on it. A bead, not a bit. Okay, I'll help you with the glue in a second there,
Okay.
killer.
I'm just gonna put a little in further. There we go, that's enough.
Oh, this one didn't go in all the way?
No, it didn't.
Oh, you got to tell me that ahead of time now,
I didn't
killer.
know. I said it didn't go all the way.
Oh, I missed that. I'm sorry. Well, we got glue all over it, though. So at least it's a mess. Communication's very important in this job. Yeah, we got to make sure it goes all the way in. Oh, okay, we got to do it one more time and take a little more nip off of it.
Yeah, a little bit of nip. Here, I'll take the nip off, right?
Okay.
Alright, just do it right here.
A little bit more.
Oh, it's double. It's super hard. There we are.
Probably got to reapply the glue now because it's probably all gone from those 3 attempts.
There we go. Now we got some more glue.
Okay. Can you do this now?
Alright, let's do that. Here, I'll hold it.
Oh, yeah, the whole thing. Whole enchilada.
Yeah.
Or Uncle Chilada.
Oh, enchilada. I get it. I get that joke.
I'm glad you get the joke. Okay, so we have what's left of our polyurethane here. It's kind of thick right now, but it will still get the job done for what we're trying to do. So take this,
Yes, sir.
paint over that.
Ooh,
Bless you.
yikes.
You're allergic to polyurethane or something?
No, I think it's the dust around here. It's the time of year. There's dust and everything.
It's a dusty time of year? I didn't know that was a time of year.
Well, well, not dusty, just mostly cold and flu season.
It's cold and flu season?
Like, you got a cold. I don't have a cold, but sometimes you get the sneezes.
Yeah, what do you work for Pfizer or something?
I don't work for Pfizer. I'm only in 5th grade.
I'm like you're trying to sell me something.
I'm not trying to sell you
Okay.
anything. What do I even have to sell? No.
Yeah, so we've got a coat of our polyurethane on here.
I just spread the whole darn thing on
Put
there.
the whole darn thing on it. And we're going to go hang it up to dry, okay? Slather it on the tail. So the reason we're doing this is because the next step is finally the lead. I know I kept threatening that we were doing the lead next, but it's actually going to be lead next. And then we're going to water test them to see the buoyancy, the sink rate. Okay, so you have to have them sealed. You don't want them to be absorbing water when that process is going on. Okay, you understand? So this is sealing it here. This does not act as a permanent wood sealer. The epoxy will, but it will seal it long enough while we do our sea trials, as it were, in the Aqua Lab. Okay.
I love the Aqua Lab.
You
It's
love
so
the Aqua
cool.
Lab.
It's so cool.
Some of the viewers wish we had a better Aqua Lab, but that's what's on our Aqua budget right now.
Most people use their bathtubs too.
All right, folks. So this is the end of part 2. Here they are on the drying rack. And thank you so much for tuning in. Next week, join us, please, for part 3, where we're going to finish these lures, I promise.
Don't forget!
Hey, what are you kids doing?